What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate, reverse rants, no hate. So look, let's get right into it. Talking about Dillian Body Snatcher Whyte. Tyson Fury. Dillian Whyte is asking for this fight. He's telling Tyson Fury, come fight me, I will knock you out. Now, for the fanboys, again, I don't speak off my emotions. I speak off what I think is right. I speak off what I see. I don't go by, I'll tell you, I want this guy to win. I hope this fighter wins, but I'm not going to be biased and just say things because I want that person to win. Wrong is wrong. Anybody who's been watching boxing that understands Dillian Whyte's situation, you know Dillian Whyte has been blackballed time after time after time after time. Okay? Dillian Whyte, Mauricio Solomon spoke and said that Dillian Whyte is not necessarily mandatory just because he's been number one. But everyone who's been watching has heard the same word, that he was mandatory. Well, here's my thing. My thing is this. We know that Wilder and Fury is fighting the third fight. AJ has his hands full with Pulev. Should he get past Pulev, who's in the cards for him? Usyk. But Usyk is supposed to be fighting Chisora, unless that changes. So, we know AJ has two mandatories. Well, that doesn't mean Dillian Whyte should have to just sit back and wait and wait and wait. And this guy, as far as I'm concerned, has the second best resume in the heavyweight division next to AJ. Okay? Show me one fighter. Show me one heavyweight other than AJ that has a better resume than Dillian Whyte and has been as busy as Dillian Whyte. And I've seen people putting comments on channels saying that, Dillian Whyte hasn't beat anybody, he hasn't earned anything. Are you freaking stupid? How dumb can people be? This man has been fighting, and the only loss on his resume is to who? AJ. That's it. If you look at his resume, well, you know what? You're going to lose when you fight the best fighters at some point. Unless you can pull a Floyd or a Marciano or a Calzaghe or Andre Ward. At some point, you're going to lose the more you fight, whether it's father time or whether you just had a bad night. Somebody just was the better man that night. At some point, it's going to happen. Well, when you fight a bunch of meatballs, because to be perfectly honest with you, the way I see it, okay? If you ask Tyson Fury, how do you feel about Bermane Stiverne? He'd probably tell you he's a bum. How do you feel about Dominic Brazil? Oh, he's a bum. Yet, these two guys was mandatories for Deontay Wilder's WBC. But when it came to Dillian Whyte, he's mandatory, but he was avoided and was told, I'll freeze you out for the next 2 years. Now they're talking about making Tyson Fury their silver champion. What the fuck is a silver champion? I mean, what does it really matter? What does it really matter? What does it really matter if you're a silver champion? So regardless, it's like, why are these fights so hard to be made when you have these guys who are saying, I want to fight the best? And it's like, well, you can, maybe if a guy will step aside. If I'm, I don't know Deontay Wilder's how long it's going to take him to heal up, but I don't think anybody should get in the ring before they're ready. If there's a situation where, let's say Deontay is not ready, and Dillian Whyte said, hey, look, Deontay can't do it, his arm is not 100%, fight me. Why not? I mean, let's face it, man. Dominic Brazil had no reason, he had no business being a mandatory. Who did he beat? What has he done to be a mandatory? What did Bermane Stiverne got his ass kicked by Wilder, disappeared like 2-3 years or whatever it was, came back, looked horrible against some meatball, and then next thing we know, he's mandatory for Wilder. And he did take step aside money, and then got his ass kicked again. Even worse. Dominic Brazil. I mean, I forget the guy's name he fought, and they just kept knocking each other down. And people said that was a great fight. Yeah, because they had no defense, man. It was a sloppy-ass fight. And people just applaud knockdowns and whatever. But it was a sloppy-ass fight. And that we knew Dominic Brazil, he does have power, but he's slow as molasses. And we know that for him to connect on you, the dude has went down. He has not progressed as a fighter. He's gotten worse. So I don't understand, like, to watch this and you feel like you want to bring justice to boxing and you want to fight the best. Come on, man. Dillian Whyte is up there. If you look right now, you can't keep saying, if you talk about AJ, uh, 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 Wilder and Tyson Fury. Okay, well, when AJ lost, he came back and won. Wilder lost. We're going to see if he can come back and win. So you got to keep AJ and Fury in there. I get that. How far down do you bump Wilder? I don't know, but I think it's unfair if you're going to have him at number 3 when you got a guy like, Wilder, like White, that's been constantly fighting and winning, and like I said, the only loss is to AJ. You got up and coming guys like Daniel Dubois. You got other guys that's there, regardless to where Wilder's place is, because he's having his 3rd fight with Fury. Why do these people keep overlooking? Why do they keep overlooking Dillian Whyte? What is it that Dillian Whyte just keep getting blackballed and nobody's doing anything about it? If Wilder's ready, win, lose, or draw, whoever wins that fight between Wilder and Fury, I feel like Dillian Whyte should get that shot. And for the people talking about he hasn't earned a shot, okay, well then, if not Whyte, who? If Fury's not going to fight Wilder or AJ, who do you want to see Fury fight? Who, if Dillian Whyte is not deserving, who else is out there that's more deserving? You guys say Daniel Dubois is not ready. He didn't prove anything yet. Okay. Even though you can see his skills and you can see that guy's a threat to any of these guys. We know Efe Anjamba is not ready. Okay. Well, do you want to see what he can do against Ruiz? Because that's the only guy like Andy Ruiz. I don't want to see him fight no fucking Luis Ortiz. I don't want to see him fight. I mean, who's he going to fight? Oscar Rivas? I mean, Dillian Whyte beat him. Or what, is he going to fight Joseph Parker at least? Who's more deserving? Because Dillian Whyte beat him too. So if Dillian Whyte hasn't earned a shot, then who else has earned a shot? Everybody, I know for me, I want to see AJ versus Fury more than any of these other fights. But at the same time, to say Dillian Whyte he doesn't deserve a shot. And listen, even if he lost, okay, everybody who gets their shot don't win. He still deserves his shot. So I don't know. It's like, especially American fans, man. People are just like, oh, nah, man, he ain't shit. He's a bum. No, Dillian Whyte's no bum. If you calling him a bum, you really don't know shit about boxing. Straight up, you don't know shit. You just basically a fanboy who's talking out of hate and ignorance because he's fighting someone or challenging someone that you want to see him beat. No, he doesn't have the most crowd-pleasing style. He does have a weird style. Yes, I do agree with that. He doesn't have a crowd-pleasing style. So what, though? That's not what it's about. The San Antonio Spurs, people said they were boring, right? They're boring, man. They don't have no, nobody doing dunks from the free throw line. Nobody doing, but the point is they got the job done, and they're 5-time champions. That's what matters. I'd rather be considered boring and be a champion than to have a highlight reel with a bunch of losses and a shaky fucking, have shaky status. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's like, you guys, you the kind of fans that marvel because Allen Iverson shook Jordan out of his shoes, but you forget that Jordan scored 35 and the Bulls won that game. That's the kind of fans that's out there. You guys you go crazy over a moment. If this and if that and if this and if that, but if he had more time, well, if this would have happened, this is what y'all do when and this is the fanboy bullshit that we deal with you when you guys just talk out your ass and don't know what you're talking about. To say Dillian Whyte's a bum, he hasn't done anything. Who's he beat? He hasn't. Look at his resume. Look at Tyson Fury's resume, and you tell me who has the better resume. I'm not even going to dig up who they fought. You go and you do the homework. But Tyson Fury, if he fights Wilder and he wins, he needs to fight Dillian Whyte. If Wilder beats Fury, he needs to fight Dillian Whyte. Plain and simple. AJ, if he wins his fights, At some point, like they said in 2021, that unification need to happen. That fight for undisputed needs to happen. At the end of the day, Dillian Whyte has been blackballed, and that really needs to stop. The guy is ready. He keeps winning. He keeps fighting these guys. He keeps winning. People, oh, he looked bad against Hellenius. Yeah, it happens. People, Tyson Fury looked bad in 4 fucking comeback, but he looked bad in his last 2 comeback fights. And he fought 4 bums. Let's be real, okay? Let's be real. And he looked bad and struggled and got cut by one of them and struggled and got hurt by. So let's not say one thing about one person because this is who you want to win, and then when it comes to the other guy, you're trying to find fault. No, why does Dillian Whyte not deserve a shot? Who he hasn't beaten anyone? Who? Okay, well then, other than Wilder and Klitschko, that's the only 2 credible names. That's the only 2 credible names on Fury's career. I mean, on his resume. But if you look at like Brian, what's the guy's name? Steve Cunningham. Come on, man. This guy was a little cruiserweight that was, and Steve Cunningham can box, but he's a tiny little guy, man. He dropped Fury in that fight. He dropped Fury in the fight. So you look at him and say, well, he was good. No, he was a good fighter, but Steve Cunningham didn't make any noise as a heavyweight. His better days was a cruiserweight. He didn't make any noise as a heavyweight. And regardless, you guys shoot other guys down. Like saying Errol Spence beating Mikey Garcia doesn't really count. No, it counts. If he'd have lost, it would have counted, right? You guys, oh, see, he was overrated. But he couldn't knock him out. He didn't have to knock him out. He won. He won. I feel Dillian Whyte is long overdue. How long is this crap going to go on? We don't know. But it's sickening, man, because it's like, why is this shit happening, man? Somebody somewhere has something against Dillian Whyte where this is like he's just being avoided. Let's just say it like it is. He's the one guy that's there, but still no Tyson Fury fight. No Wilder fight. He fought AJ. He's overdue. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say on this video. I'll catch y'all on the next one.